is the top 10 Castlevania characters from the Netflix TV series, as in both the first Castlevania, the original, and put together. All right, this is going to be our top 10. Grant, I think it's your turn this week.
It is my turn this week. My number 10 is Lenore from the first Castlevania. He's you remember he was like the diplomatic, but he was also the manipulative member of the Vampire Council. You don't remember that?
You said Lenore?
Lenore.
The girl. You said he.
Oh, what'd I say? I'm sorry.
You said he.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say he.
Yeah, Lenore, the girl.
Yeah,
she.
The girl. Yeah, she. What'd I say? He.
You said he twice.
I didn't mean that. I meant to say she. I'm sorry.
She was just a sexy character.
Yeah.
Manipulative towards the end. You know, kind of just was like, fuck it.
Yep.
Just killed herself. What was the Forge Master that she was manipulating at the time? What was his name? No, it wasn't Isaac. Isaac's the other guy.
Oh,
Hector. Yeah, so she was manipulating Hector, but it's just a great writing, good character, and like how she broke down as being a strategist, or how she did strategy, vice fighting. She was just manipulating everything.
Number 9, also from the first Castlevania series, is
Carmilla.
Carmilla was a badass, the queen, the vampire queen, and she's one of the, she was one of the. I mean, she showed no. I mean, she just went at it. She didn't care, like just straight up kill her. And this is
that final battle with her.
Oh yeah,
my God, that was so clean, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Blood everywhere, going at it, and
like I like how it showed her story and stuff like that.
Yeah,
how she became a vampire and all that other stuff.
Great bad guy.
Yeah,
perfect bad guy. Just complete mental, dude.
Yep.
And I loved how they did the showdown between her and Isaac and his what they call them, minions or night creatures. It was just a great scene. Speaking of Carmilla, my number 9, Grant, is someone I just talked about. Isaac was just like, I loved how he talked, man.
Yeah.
Like how he approached every scene, just cool, calm, and collective. Boy, when someone fucked with him, he got him. He was a killer. And I liked how the concept of him being a Forge Master, like Hector, having all these minions together, and how he could just raise them up from nothing. And I love this. I love that episode when he goes into the tower with that evil like wizard or whatever the guy was at the top of the tower, and he had all these minions, all of his minions or his flying like mind controlled people try to fight Isaac, and then Isaac uses his night creatures to fight him. But just how he killed him at the end, it was awesome.
Yep.
And then, of course, his battle with Camilla. But just a cool character all around. Great voice acting and great story arc with him.
Yep. All right. My number 8 from Nocturne, Annette. I like Annette. Yes, I like Annette. The voodoo. She's like the voodoo magic priestess or whatever. But I really thought that her backstory really brought out like the fight for freedom. You know what I mean? That whole thing. And I just thought she was a cool character. I loved her, like all her voodoo magic stuff that she was doing.
Yeah, Annette was cool.
Yeah,
I really liked the how they made her look. She was fused with Sekhmet.
Yep.
Like I was hoping they keep that look because she looked really good.
Yeah,
like that, those long dreads and stuff. She looked cool as hell.
She did.
But yeah, she's awesome character. Had a good. I like how she uses those blades, dude.
Yeah.
Like she spins them around and like throws them and shit. That's awesome. Awesome animation. All right, Grant. My number 8 from the original Castlevania series. I go to this is Sypha. All right, Sypha, dude. She was written as like kind of weak at first, you remember when she was first introduced, she was kind of weak, but then she grew into like just those combos of like Alucard and Trevor, dude. Like
she started the way she was using that ice, she started throwing those ice
and she was cute and like she just had a great character,
but she also had just as much wit as like Trevor,
and towards the end, when she thought Trevor was dead at the end of the series, that was a touching story. Like her reaction and stuff.
I know you cried.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I said you cried.
You said I cried? I thought it was a great climax to the story.
Yeah, I bet you did, pussy. What?
What'd you call it?
Why are you gay?
All right.
Why are
you should ask yourself that. All right. Number 7 is
he was that dude.
He was the Forge Master. He was that dude. Like you said, like at the beginning, he shows him like as like a quote unquote like slave or whatever. You know what I mean? He's being held captive and all this other stuff. But like, dude, when he gets loose, he starts ripping people apart. Like he starts kicking ass. Like he's one of my favorite fighters in the whole series.
I love that scene when he was at the Oasis.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And those guys crept up on him. He was just cool, talking to him. And then, man, they wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
Tore him up.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy, such an awesome character.
Yeah.
All right, Grant. Number 7. My number 7 is Maria Renard from Nocturne. Pull her up real quick.
You might as well keep her up because that's my number 6.
Okay, well, Maria, dude, like, she was okay in season 1, but boy, season 2, they amped her up, dude.
Correct. Like season 1 was a bunch of just like all her characters were kind of like just like birds and squirrel or whatever, she's being an example, but like birds and stuff like that.
Big ass wolf she tamed, and then the big dragon she could summon that almost turned
tight.
on her. Yeah, that dragon was
dragon.
awesome. But then she could summon all these other like I guess light creatures towards the end there. Once she finally like kind of realized who
like the dark creatures, like that big scorpion, that scorpion.
Oh, yeah, the scorpions came out of the ground. Yeah, but just her summoning abilities, dude. They amped her up to season 2, made her into a cooler character. I liked her mean side was awesome.
Yeah,
when she killed her father.
Yeah.
Like, that mean side was awesome.
Spoilers. God.
What's that?
Spoilers again.
Anyway, but yeah, her mean side was great. And then I would say kind of her character arc through the middle of the series when, she was kind of going to the dark side. And then 𝐿 𝐫𝐿mont kind of brought her back in some way.
Yep.
All right, Grant, go ahead. This was your number 6, right?
My number 6, yeah.
All right, so you want me to do mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. My number 6 is Nocturne Season 2's.
Okay.
I thought she was an awesome bad guy. Didn't like her in season 1. But the way once they brought her back, she was a fantastic bad guy at the end. And I think they did it justice. Cause I was kind of worried there because I didn't like any of the bad guys until they got her back in the mix. But they kind of brought her back in a different style and more of an attitude and covered her backstory and how she became who she is.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah. But in the final fight scene with her tentacles and all that stuff between her, Richter, and Alucard, I mean, that was a great fight scene, dude.
So,
all right, go ahead.
All right, number 5 is Richter 𝐫𝐿mont.
Richter.
Yep. I liked his story arc from the beginning, how it grew from season 1 to the end. You know what I mean? Of course, in the very beginning of the season, of season 1, he was a kid, but he was also like just joking, didn't really understand his powers, yada yada yada, all the way through. But when he came headband Richter, what I'm saying, the famous headband, that's when he was badass, dude. Like, but he carried on the 𝐫𝐿mont name, the dragon, was it the vampire killer? What they call the whip?
Yeah,
dude, this is the man.
Yeah, I got Richter too, but later a little bit higher. But yeah, dude, Richter was again. I didn't like him the way they did him in season 1. I can understand they're trying to build him, I guess, but I didn't like him till towards the end when he started to like get his powers and stuff.
Yeah.
But every episode they did him good in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
He turned into your canon most powerful 𝐫𝐿mont. And they did him justice by showing how strong he actually is. All right. Damn, you all right?
Almost passed out.
Damn. That was a strong sneeze, buddy.
No, almost blew ourselves offline.
All right, Grant. My number 5 is Carmilla is my number 5. It's the same. We already talked about her, but yeah, man. Yeah. Just prime bad guy, dude. Yeah. Like, not my best one, but still one of the coolest bad guys in animation in a long time.
She's an overall bad guy to the point where it's like, once you're captured by her, you're going to die. That's what it's one of those. You know what I mean? Like, there's no chance of getting out alive. Like, you're dead.
And just her dialogue and like every scene she was in, her dialogue was just on point, man.
She's sexy too. Let's be honest.
She was sitting on that throne. She was good. Towards the end, though, they made her ugly as hell.
Yeah, they did.
Covered in blood and everything. Yeah, that was awesome. All right, Grant, go ahead.
Number 4.
𝐶ypha.
Yep. We already talked about her, the speaker magician. Throughout the whole story, I liked her back and forth with Richter. Not Richter, Trevor. And it was always funny how like Trevor would always like try to flirt with her, and she would like shut it down, and stuff like that.
I'm an idiot all the time.
Yeah, all that stuff. But no, like at the beginning, like you said at the beginning, she kind of just did. I don't know. It'd be kind of like in a video game, like when you start with like level 1 magic, But as the story goes, then like the magic gets more badass and it's more useful. I always liked it. I liked it when she throw those the ice darts. She'd make the little darts and throw them.
I love that first battle with Dracula and his minions, and like the first couple, I think it was the end of season 2 or something, or season 1, I can't remember. But that and when they were trying to shut the portals to that realm, Saint Germain open, and they were fighting that like multiple-eyed monster.
Yeah,
like she was just going at it.
I will say this though, the monsters looked a lot better in the first Castlevania than the second.
A lot better.
Yeah,
like
they were more fucked up looking.
They were. What I mean? Yeah, I think they were because what they gave you monsters in the Castlevania games, a lot, and you recognized them, and they gave you a lot more Easter eggs in the first Castlevania series. That's why I think there's a lot of reasons why, but like majority of my higher tier top 10 are from the first Castlevania series.
Mine too.
You know what I mean? All right, but anyway, what was that, number 4?
Yep.
All right, my number 4, Grant, is Richter 𝐫𝐿mont.
Okay.
The reason I got him so high is I just thought they did him justice at the end there.
They did good with him, yeah.
I think they again showed everyone who he is and lived up to. I love the title of the final episode too. What was it, like something hero or something like that?
I didn't pay attention to the titles.
It was great because you knew it was going to be like about Richter Belmont. It's
Yeah.
something about his family lineage or something like lineage of a hero or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, man, that final scene, he whips out those glaives, spins them, and then he starts like fighting with his fists at the same time,
Yeah.
and the whip, and like
Yeah.
flying in the air, doing all types of like.
They
dude, when
did
he
him
shot
good.
flames out of his feet
Yeah.
to fly.
Yeah.
Dude, that was awesome.
It was good.
Yeah. All right.
Number 3, Vlad or Dracula.
Oh, Dracula.
I mean, what can you say, man? I mean, one, he's the Castlevania character. I mean, he's the OG. He's always the bad guy. But specifically for this show, that first scene in the episode 1, like after they burned his wife at the stake.
I know, dude. I was so hyped.
Dude.
I was like, oh, he's gonna beat.
Dude, there was no mercy. It started raining blood.
Yeah.
I remember that. It started raining blood. And then, dude, when he came, dude, it was badass.
Crucial.
Yes,
like you knew it was going to be a crucial as soon as
Yes.
he showed his face out of those flames and gave him that time to live or whatever, or when he was going to come back. Oh, buddy.
Yep.
Oh, and then when he did come back and
Exactly.
that scene of those people like dying and stuff.
Yep.
That was raw.
But I also liked him because he showed a human side. It always kind of confused me at first because it's kind of like, he lives forever, but like he said he started quote unquote getting old. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, whatever.
I think it was more like him getting tired.
Yeah, tired.
Like he was tired of the world.
Yeah, and
but he just needed.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I like the evil. I like the evilness. I don't like the hey guys, what's going on? We're cool now.
Yeah,
even though that made for a good story. I like episode 1 Dracula.
And the final fight of him before, Alucard eventually kills him, but that fight scene of them fighting Dracula was great too.
Yeah.
But that's my number 3 also, Dracula. Okay. Dude, I just hope they bring him back into the beginning episodes Dracula.
It's the king of the vampires, man.
Bring that attitude back from the original series and the first season. Bring that Dracula back.
Yep.
And keep him like that.
Exactly.
But we don't need humble Dracula.
Yeah.
We need psycho killer, mass murderer Dracula. All right.
Here's the thing is, I already know me and you got the same number 1, so it doesn't really matter. But number 2, we probably got the same ones here from here on out. I mean, if I'm doing the math right. Number 2 is Trevor Belmont.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your number 2.
Okay. Sure.
So anyway, let's talk about it. So Trevor Belmont from the very beginning, he tries to act like he's not this badass. You know what I mean? Because he's always drinking. He's a drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
But the scene to where that he's legit, where he's he's a fucking Belmont, is the scene in is it the first or second episode? I can't remember. But it's where the monks are trying to attack him, and he pulls out that whip and he slaps that monk's eye out of his socket. I mean, that's how he's like legit. But of course, they have to go to. I remember the scene where they go to the Belmont mansion or whatever, like underground, and that's where he gets the vampire killer whip, and that's where you see all the Easter eggs from like the game. You know what I mean? Like all the artifacts and things like that. But man, like his personality with him and Alucard back and forth, always going at each other, jabbing at each other.
I thought theirs was so much better than.
Yeah.
Of course, they had longer season, more seasons to do that. But it was a lot better. Like that little, I guess you can say, bromance or whatever it was. Just fucking with each other all the time was great.
I did like how Alucard said that he was tired of Belmont's dying, like because that made him sad. You know what I mean? Because like he grew fond of him.
And that they were irritating. Yeah. All right, Grant. My number 2 is Alucard.
Oh my God, you got it backwards. What an idiot!
I'm gonna explain why too.
Okay, I understand. Go ahead.
I'm gonna explain why. Anyway, so Alucard. I mean,
I'm going to talk about it with you because it's my number 1, obviously.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we can take it back to Symphony of Night. This is where we've really got. I mean, you got it before that, but this was Symphony of Night was where Alucard was put on the map in the Castlevania series, right?
Yeah.
Just awesome looking character. Being Dracula's son and him going to kill his father in Symphony of the Night. But the same thing here, they brought him in the original Castlevania series on Netflix, did the same thing, killed his father at the end.
Yeah.
I loved his story. I mean, they brought all his moves from the games, the little shadow walk or shadow step thing he does, the flying sword, the sword just sitting next to him. I think that's cool. It's always just cool looking, him having that sword next to him floating. In the original series, they brought his shield in. Remember his shield? Yeah, they showed his shield and stuff like that. But Nocturne, they showed the fireball, dude.
Yeah.
Coming out his cape. I was like, damn, and that girl could not handle it until she.
I never got it.
But anyway, so they got that. They showed that. That was awesome. It's one of Dracula's moves.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of like how they added it to him. That's actually one of his father's moves. He does that. I think Dracula does that in the beginning of Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
when you take Richter up the stairs to fight him. He does that little thing.
As a man. From that terrible dialogue.
Yeah, horrible dialogue. The car's one of dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was number 1, number 2. But we're doing the Castlevania Netflix series.
No, I got you.
I'm gonna show you why.
I got you. So he's my number 1. Of course, people say, "Oh, well, he's not," before anybody says, "Well, this is not the first time he showed up in Symphony of the Night." I know he was in Castlevania 3, but he wasn't. I mean, he was just like a pixelated character.
Usable character.
He was a usable character who could transform into a wolf.
He really had no Yeah, you knew he was the son of Dracula.
That's it. But yeah, like you said, Symphony of the Night when he shined. Also, I liked him in the show because, again, the back and forth with Trevor. But man, he had moves that nobody else had because everybody else was human. So when he would do, it was just cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, man, but he's my favorite vampire. Period.
Yeah, I loved the first time you saw him in the original series when they go into they open him up from that coffin and they fight for a little bit, him and Trevor.
Yeah,
I love that because they gave you the flying sword, they kind of fanned you out.
Yeah.
Castlevania fan you out.
I mean, is he your favorite vampire besides? I mean, I know your favorite one's the guy from Twilight.
If you talk about cast characters game, he is my number 1.
Gotcha.
Okay, but I'm talking about the Netflix show.
I know the guy from Twilight's your favorite vampire.
No, it's not. The guy from Twilight, Edward, butchered my name. When those books came out, Edward was the number 1 name.
It was
for babies.
It was
butchered my name.
I remember one time, a long time ago, you told somebody your name was Edward, and they said, "Oh my God, you mean the vampire from Twilight?"
Let me tell you, between 2008 to 12 or something like that, having first name Edward was legit.
Oh, no.
After that, it was God, your name's Edward. You're after that gay vampire. Anyway, so Grant, when it comes to our top 10 characters from the Netflix series, Castlevania, Trevor Belmont.
Yep. Okay.
Is my number 1. The reason why is my number 1, dude, because that Richter was awesome those last 2 episodes. Yeah. They really showed up. But dude, Trevor's fight with death.
Yeah.
When he called out to 𝐸 and told her he loved her and he knew that she was pregnant and stuff like that. And then he went to his death, supposedly.
Yeah.
But that sequence of him fighting death, dude, not only his attitude throughout the entire series was great, but that sequence of him fighting death was just epic.
Yeah.
And how he was just laying all the line and how he was spinning that whip around and smacking him in the face and stuff. Dude, that is why it's my number 1. That is the top 10.